Hello everyone, my name is Piper or Memory Maker, and I am, well, I'm gonna do challenges, I guess, kind of as a way to further my lack of building skills and redstone skills and stuff like that. Um, so I'm always up for ideas in the comment. If you want to leave a comment, I will more than likely try to get to a challenge of some kind at any point. Um, this first one I'm going to do was actually suggested by one of my really good friends, Merce, and there we will be having some sort of YouTube channel in the future where we do stuff together, kind of as a duo. Yeah, I don't know when that's gonna happen, so um, but eventually there will be a link to it of some kind. Anyway, so the first challenge, which was, like I said, suggested by my good friend, is going to be the quote unquote Twisted Wood Challenge. So basically, I will be using what is it called? The warped blocks, and only using those to make a build. So this is going to be a little difficult because I will just fully admit I've not used that block really at all. I've maybe used it in, a couple details here and there. So yeah, this is definitely going to be interesting. I am also going to allow myself, since this is all very cyan-y, I'm also going to allow myself to use cyan wool, because that fits in, at least in my opinion, it fits in really well. I thought about cyan concrete, but then I also know myself and that I would rely on it way too much because I love concrete. So I guess I will get started. I mean, this is just a super flat. Obviously, I'm in creative. Yeah, there's not really. Oh, jeez. There's not a whole lot that probably has never been, done or thought of. There's no structures at all. So I turned off villages and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm basically just, this world is just going to be my challenge world. I guess I don't need that tall. So right here, I'm just kind of, I mean, I know what all these, blocks and stuff look like. But really, I'm just laying them all out. So I kind of know what's what and can come up with some sort of idea of what to build. Because I could go, the easy way and, make a house. But I want to challenge myself more. And, maybe it's not my best option or best decision to think up an idea while I'm right here staring at all the blocks. I've I'm thinking. I'm thinking. I think what I'm gonna do. I know I just said I wasn't going to build a house. I'm not going to build a house. I think I'm going to attempt the sheep. This sheep right here specifically. This little dude right here kind of inspired me. I think I'm going to attempt to make a cyan sheep stable thing. What that means, I don't know. But I'm just gonna build and see what happens. Ooh, okay. I just had an idea, and I think by my oohs and ahs, you can maybe tell I had some sort of idea. Do I want to make it like... Nah, I want to make this longer. So, I guess while I'm doing this, I can talk through my process a little bit. I will just go ahead and say this now. I am maybe not the, best builder or anything like that. And I'm aware of that. And that's fine. And I do things maybe in a way most people wouldn't think about doing, which is fine. Everyone's, kind of unique in that regard. So I guess I should probably talk through what I'm thinking. I'll be honest. I'm not thinking, which is probably why I struggle with this sometimes. I feel like, can they? I mean, I think that's kind of like never mind. But my idea at the moment is using the just regular warp stem as the corners, just to add some shape and texture, along with using the stripped here to add dimension. I mean, I admit I don't always know necessarily what I'm talking about with this stuff, but what I'm kind of trying to go for is adding textures so it doesn't feel bland. Because that's one of the things I kind of despise. Sorry, I just kind of zoned out thinking, because I'm not OCD, but I do like having symmetry. I know a lot of the, great builders are like, symmetry take something away or add stuff. I personally like a little bit of symmetry in my builds sometimes. It makes it feel, I guess, more real in a way. Because I mean, when you look at, houses and barns and stuff, like in real life, it usually is very symmetrical. I should probably do that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Is that how long I want it to be? Oh, I didn't even think about this. I got it. Okay. I'll do like that. Yeah. Okay. I know this is a very maybe weird way of building, but it's mine. I'm thinking, I know I should probably be thinking more, I guess, out of what I'm going to be doing inside. However, when I build stuff, I like to be able kind of have some sort of idea of what I want to do internally. Because it's just what I prefer to do with building. So once again, I know this maybe isn't how the you know, like Hermitcraft and I can't think of any other creator other than the creators on Hermitcraft at the moment. And kind of how they build, but you know, everyone has their own way of looking at stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. A boom, boom, boom. I think that's how that goes. I'll be honest, I don't know. It sounded good when I, well, you could put sounds good in, you know, air quotes, because I ain't no singer. I really don't know what I'm thinking, honestly. I should probably explain more. So what I'm kind of thinking at the moment is I want every stall to have a window. And what I'm thinking is if I pop over here and grab these fence gates, these can be the windows. And then maybe I'll leave one window open. Maybe. I don't know. I won't go too deep into this, into, you know, details and stuff yet, because I have a wall missing. And I should probably fix that, or else I'll just never have cyan sheep in here. You know what I mean? Jelly bean. I once again don't know what I'm doing here. You know, kind of making stuff up as I go. I mean, this is a challenge after all. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe one day I'll figure that out. But I'm kind of digging the shape I have here, and I know some people would, you know, have another maybe pin. Actually, I was about to diss that, but I did that perfectly. I am love it. Love it, love it, love it. Anyway, That is not what I meant to do. I meant to do that. And then, oh, I can have, oh boy. Give me a second. Oh my. The Tiny Takeover update. I can have some baby sheep in there that will never grow, which honestly feels a little kind of morbid in a way. I mean, when you think about it, it is kind of morbid. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I am at the moment trying to add some more details, some more oomph, so it doesn't feel so bland. I'm not going to do that everywhere though, like for every in between. I think I'll do right here as well. Yeah. I'll be honest, there's not really much of a method to my madness of why I'm kind of doing it like that. So I do kind of, yeah, I think I will put some more right here, just to make it feel a little bit more kind of cohesive and add, I wouldn't say it adds structure, but you know what, maybe I will do it like that. Yeah, okay. See, one of the things about building is just testing things out. You can always change it back. Ooh, I'm actually kind of really liking this. Okay, now what am I going to do from here? Let's see, I don't know. Probably, oh yeah, do that. Do I like that though? Let me over on this side. I don't know if I like that. Maybe if I did like that. Ooh, yeah, okay. See, building is just one of those things that is trial and error. Sometimes you like the things, sometimes you hate the things. It's just a matter of trying and finding out what you do like. Like with build styles. I think I mentioned in my previous video, I usually stick to the more kind of medieval fantasy type builds, which there's nothing wrong with that. But it can sometimes feel very overused in building styles, and I know that there are a lot of creators and people who kind of stray away from that just because they don't like how overused it is, which is fine, and you know, they find their own style, which is good. I feel like I'm walking and going in circles with my explanation, and I probably am. I'm gonna hit that again. And I'm thinking and plotting. I know I probably didn't need to say plotting and thinking like 4 times, but you know, a girl's gotta think. Yeah. Okay. I'm coming up with some sort of idea, I think. I will also say when I build barns, I usually do the whole, kind of red terracotta or red concrete and, the white concrete and maybe some like quartz stairs or something to make the roof. Now, that is one thing I have never been able to perfect, is the whole whatever you want to like roofs. That's one of the very few things I have never really been great at. I know I don't really need to be going into a lot of detailing at the moment, but I feel like these need to be something else. If I did that, then the purple feels okay. If I did it like that. Yeah, no. Okay. I was trying to be more creative with the door. I wish we had... Yeah, I could do something like that. I don't hate that. I wish they had the like stripped wood and stairs. I think that would just be cool. See, okay. I like that. I like that. But yeah, if they had the strip stuff in stairs, that would just be... Ugh, that would look so cool. I should probably put, fences on these, or fence gates, sorry. Okay. Now, here's, oh boy. Here's what I'm thinking. For the roof, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I think I kind of want to use more of this. The regular... Oh, geez. I hit the wrong buttons on the keyboard. But I do want to start incorporating the wool. I think, I usually don't make, roofs out of, wool for the obvious reason of fire and stuff like that, but we'll see how this goes. This would look a lot better when the wool stairs and slabs come out later this year, I believe. So maybe when that happens, I'll maybe come back or do another kind of version so I can, use the stairs and slabs and stuff like that, because I think it would be, kind of cool. Ooh, actually, I think I was saying a couple minutes ago, I think I kind of went off track. But I believe, as I was saying earlier, roofs are one of the things I am not very great at. I've never felt very confident in my roofing ability. It's just the just the one thing I never cared to learn in a way. But that is, something I want to get better at. I want to do, something better than the stairs and slabs and stuff like that. I mean, I know it's going to be a little bit of a hard road, kind of untraining myself from just doing the, stair, slab, roof, and adding some actual style behind it. But I mean, something to work on and to strive for. I'm kind of digging this, honestly. Yeah, I think I'll do it like this, and then I can raise it by another 2. Yeah, another 2 in the middle, and then it's a nice little slope. X equals, or no, y equals mx plus b something or other. Math is not my strong suit. I could tell you the formulas. Can't tell you anything else though. I didn't even think. You know what? When it comes to decorating, I will allow myself to break free a little bit. Actually, you know what? No. Wait, don't the give less light? You know what? Actually, I think I will do it like this. And I'll just stick to the cyan-y bits. I've also got this in peaceful. I know I don't really need to light it up or anything yet, but yeah. I think we'll do that, and then we'll do, yeah, I like that. Yes, I did. So I'm a big believer in the, quote unquote natural light in a way. Because I think it really does add something. What I'm doing now, because I'm just now realizing I haven't really been explaining my choices thus far very well. I'm not necessarily creating like a whole second floor or anything. Just because I think that's not necessarily foolish, but barns most of the time, usually, have some sort of kind of upper level, which allows for storage and kind of stuff like that. You know, that's where a lot of farmers will keep hay bales and sometimes extra equipment and it's just random bits and bobs. So I put the little staircase here. Really only because if I use, a ladder that feels weird, since there's no other kind of wood or anything like that, since I am trying to keep it mostly like that. Ooh, actually, I could. I forgot we've got the shelves now. I sometimes forget we have it. Ooh, I do kind of like that as a little kind of railing. Let's see, can I do it like that? Ooh. What if I... Ooh. Okay, I do actually kind of like that. It adds not necessarily an idea of stability or anything, but for some reason the shelves are like lighter. Oh, I guess it's because they're made out of the stripped wood and not the kind of quote-unquote processed wood, like the planks and stairs and stuff. That's nice. It adds, a little bit of shape without... Oh, see, now that I think looks cool. I think I'm gonna keep it like that, though, with the trap doors. However, I have an idea. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it. I probably won't. But maybe I will. Maybe I'll use it somewhere else. Okay, I have... Can I... No. I didn't think about that, did I? If I do that and then that. Uh-huh. Okay. What if I did like that? I'm just testing stuff out. Whether or not it works, whether or not it's a smart idea may be the better way of saying that. Yeah. Maybe I can do... Ooh, okay. That adds a little bit of... I was about to say spice. What if I did the buttons? Yeah. Okay. We're figuring stuff out now. Look out, everyone. I know this may feel like a lot. In some degrees, it probably is a lot. It may even be too much. But when you're working with kind of limited resources, it can feel like not enough and that you can't get enough detailing. So yeah, I think now I'm just gonna add some detail. Do I want to do that? What if I did? No. Because I want to add more. I don't like how unproportional that is. I think I can. Yeah, I like that. I can live with that. Minecraft music is always such a relaxing and it's a very nostalgic sound. I already forgot. I didn't. That feels too bland. Let me. Ooh. Maybe I could do. No, that feels like way too much. But like that. I like that. Yeah. Okay. I don't want it to look tired. Anyway, I know that may not make sense, but I want it to feel almost easy on the eyes. I'll be honest, I don't know if this looks easy on the eyes. I'm kind of digging this build, but I mean, I don't know if it works. Maybe it doesn't, but that's the point of the challenge. You or I guess, am just trying to find out what works, what doesn't, and just have some fun. There's nothing wrong with having a little fun in life. I want to add some more details in here, but will that work? You know, I think it will. I think it'll work in here too, honestly. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it does. Who knows? I know I'm probably just repeating myself a lot. That's something that'll happen. And I keep saying I'm gonna start explaining things, and then I just don't. I'm adding details. Too many details? Maybe. Because maybe you can't focus on something. But I honestly feel like it kind of ties everything in together. I am going to make this day real quick though. I think I mean, I'm not really going to add details or anything up here. Yeah, because it can get... I'll add a couple of little things just to make it feel decorated, I guess, but I mean, I'm not really looking for detail. Just a little something. I don't like this right here, but oh, well, what do you know? I didn't know that could happen. The more you know. I think I'm now going to decorate, which I am not going to necessarily stick with, you know, all the cyan stuff. I don't even know why I grabbed carpet. I am going to try to stick within, you know, kind of blues and cyans, but stuff like the hay bales very obviously are, they're gonna stick out. We can, you know, be honest about that. And the actually theft for chests, you know, I can do the copper. That's what this is called. I'm just kind of adding randomly, because in, you know, barns and stuff, it's not necessarily a pigsty, because this isn't a pigsty. This is for sheep. That's stupid. I know it's stupid. You do not have to, don't even have to tell me that. I can't stop laughing now. Like I said, I know it's kind of, that was stupid. Anyway, I think I'm laughing more at how stupid that sounded versus whether or not it was actually stupid. But why did I just... I know you all don't know this, but I just tried clicking these like on here like it was the hanging moss or something like that. Oh, I have made a discovery. Okay, I can't do it there. Okay, I can only use... Because in, you know, barns and stuff, they've got stuff growing. That is just a big old shape. Hold on. I kind of placed that randomly. I didn't mean to place it randomly. I got excited over saying that I could place it on wood, because I did not think you could. I think I may actually add some of that hanging moss, because I mean, I know obviously that this is gonna stick out a little bit, but like I was saying, in a lot of, you know, barns and stuff, especially ones that are not kept up very well, there's gonna be, you know, kind of stuff growing. Whoopsie. Ooh. Wait, hold on. Doesn't... Yeah. I'm not going to put this in every sheep pen, but I do kind of like this idea of using this. That's the hanging moss. Maybe see, I'm scared to do the twisting vines because I've seen, you know, some of the mobs be able to like climb it, and I don't want that. I'm really just trying to add, I was going to say pops of color. This is a giant pop of color. I don't know, I want it to feel lived in while feeling not very lived in. I know that is very much a contradiction. Honestly, I may use... Okay, I can't plant it on that. But using some of the pitcher plants to... That's what this is called, right? Yeah, the pitcher plants. To add a little bit of height to the sheepy area. I know, I'm very, very good with words. It's a special talent I have. And then do. And then where is that golden dandelion? There we go. Because I did say I did want to have, you know, a couple of babies. A couple of babies. Hello? And then I'm going to get a sword. Because I don't want the parents. Yes, I just traumatized the sheep for life. Just to... Oh. What am I doing? That's what I'm doing. Hello? Alright. Now I've got the sheepy sheeps in here. I need to add something here. And I am thinking, which is very dangerous, I know. I forgot we've got the copper chains now. It feels only right to have a loom in here because, well, this is a you know, sheepy place. So maybe, I mean, this is Minecraft, so you only need one, but there's some sort of humanistic element of having, you know, a couple. Okay. Now, I like that. I like that a lot more. Having that. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Do I want Ooh. No, I won't do that. Because then it's just too much. We've already got, you know, a lot happening here. But barns do need a couple of chains because that is how they, you know, get stuff up and down off of the kind of second area. I'm gonna set a little, you know, thing there. Oh, hello. Hello. Okay. Honestly, I think I'm gonna probably wrap it up here. I'm gonna switch it back to day, and I guess the final overview. So this was the Twisted Wood challenge where I had to use mostly the warped, yeah, the warped kind of mushroom from the nether to make something. And here is the outside. We used the stripped to make kind of the bulk of our exterior, and we used the just regular stem to add some structural integrity. We used some trapdoors and fence gates to add some detail. We used the planks to one, give it texture, but then also add just to add stuff. It makes it feel texturized and, you know, fill in the walls some. We used some shelves as little detailing. We gave the cyan wool roof some little windows there to add in more light, and because why not? Why not really? And if we go in, I used some stairs and made a nice little kind of pattern door type thing. I know that's not what it looked like in barns, but I don't think I've ever seen a barn this blue before. And I live in a... Anyway. I used some of the warped nylium to add a little bit of texture and variation into our little sheep pens, and had used some of the nether sprouts and warped roots and some of the pitcher plants to add some height and some depth and just make it more homey, quote unquote. I used some shelves, slabs, buttons to make a second level. As you can hear, all the sheep driving me crazy. I used some of the copper chains, and up here I used some of the copper chests to add some variation in the cyan. I used some of the twisting vines and some pale hanging moss to make it feel somewhat abandoned and not very well kept. Some hay bales because the sheep have got to eat. And just some general, you know, couple looms and crafting table and some smokers for when the sheep inevitably meet their maker, to put it nicely. And I used some of the copper, the new-ish copper lanterns, there we go, to add our light. And I added a little cutesy staircase to get up and down. But I think that is it for this episode. I'd call this challenge. You know what? I'd go as far as to say I think this is a success. In my book, it's a success. You all can tell me what you think in the comments below. If you have any more ideas for future challenges, I am excited. I'm listening or reading, whatever you want to use. And I am just overall very excited to do more challenges. I believe, I know I didn't talk about this, I will talk about it quickly. I believe I'm going to do some sort of alternating schedule type thing, at least for the moment. So I will probably do a survival episode, and then the next day, something creative, whether or not that's a challenge or just me figuring out how to do stuff. I am considering doing some sort of redstone stuff. I am a noob. I'm a noob when it comes to redstone. Although I do like learning about it. So maybe that's, once again, just leave thoughts, leave words, kind words. Anyway, I will officially wrap up this episode now. It has been very wonderful, and I will see you all tomorrow. Maybe. Probably. Yeah, you'll probably see me tomorrow, because I really like doing this. Anyway, ciao, adios, goodbye. Have a wonderful, wonderful night, day, something.